This afternoon, I declared my intention to challenge for the leadership of the coalition.
We've worked so hard for your deal.
She didn't even need my vote.
At least she won.
That must hurt. The deal. It's been dropped from the bill.
This man has been identified as Thomas Campbell Jr., close friend of Senator Alex Irving.
I found Senator Irving to be a fiercely determined
dog with a bone.
Kevin, he's the kingmaker now. I haven't exactly emerged feeling great about myself.
That death in custody, it's a cover-up.
Cartwright, you'll tell me if and when you find out more.
She says the guards shot tear gas into their cell. And what you're looking for is doubts raised about the minister's account. Bloody Cartwright. It's like he's 2 steps ahead of us.
or it's just a coincidence.
What? The police are looking for her. They know what she did.
She's found the girl.
This is what I wanted to show you. Mom! Jess!
Why were there so many police there so quickly?
We had a tip-off. We also know she had her phone.
Did you happen to see it at all?
No.
Tragedy at Sydney's iconic Coogee Beach overnight has been met with a public outcry. Escaped detainee Jess Clark was hit by a car while fleeing from police. Witnesses have confirmed it was an accident. However, the police
Presence
are
of Senator Alex Irving at the scene suggests she was in contact with the 15-year-old girl, Jess Clark. Senator Irving was unavailable for comment, but a spokesperson from her office maintained that the senator was in Sydney on family business.
Mount Isa all those months ago. With government approval ratings at an all-time low, one can only imagine that the Prime Minister's poster girl's time in office is numbered.
What the hell did you think you were doing?
She asked for my protection.
She was an escaped detainee. She was wanted for putting a man in a coma.
She applies for theft and public
She was a criminal, Alex. You were in constant contact with her and you never reported it.
The man was found with his pants around his ankles and his cock out.
Oh.
There's footage of you screaming at police. Do you have any idea how much the public hate that?
Jess Clark was with Marcy McLean when she died. The guards shot tear gas into their cell. Marcy McLean suffocated. And Kevin knew about it right from the start. He lied when he said it was asthma.
Alex, please, stop being so naive. The girl played you.
If Kevin lied to Parliament, he would be obligated to stand down. So you've just made a very serious accusation against a senior member of the government. What proof do you have?
She told me.
So you have absolutely no evidence to back up this claim?
I had Jess Clark. They killed her!
No, Alex, she ran out onto the road and was hit by a car. It was an accident.
Does this stuff just follow you around?
Last time it got me to the Senate.
OK, listen, I'm going to put this down to the trauma that you've been through. I'd like you to cancel all your appointments, go back to the hotel, don't even think about talking to the media, and we'll sort out this mess.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Yes, I'll get her to give you a call. Okay, bye. Senator? You okay?
It was you. The police knew we'd be there. They even knew about the phone. They knew. Every time. Cartwright's been one step ahead of us every bloody time. We briefed that journalist, then Cartwright got out in front with that story. Because you told him. I know he offered you a job, Jonathan. You already started working for him. What do you take me for, some dumb black from the country?
Hey, wait a minute. It could have been any one of us. We all knew about the girl and we were all here when you rang. So you can check my call logs, emails, anything, but do that with all of us, not just Jonathan.
Gillian. You? The police came because of you. She died because of you.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
I wouldn't if I was you.
Both of you know that she let that girl
Gillian.
on. No! If you had called the police, as soon as she contacted you, she would still be alive. Kevin is a good minister. He doesn't deserve this.
Okay, just you stop there.
Get the fuck out of my office.
I didn't know she...
Senator Irving's office? I'm sorry, the Senator's not taking calls right now. Senator, are you okay? I'm really sorry about that young girl. And Gillian.
Thank you. If I wanted to unlock a phone without using a PIN, how do I do that?
Well, my daughter forgot her password. She Googled what to do, and I think it was pretty easy. But it did wipe everything on the phone. Senator Irving's office?
Do you think there could be any truth in what she said?
Possibly.
Oh, thanks for not pointing out it was against your advice I brought her in.
We did gain a brief bounce from her in the polls.
All right, what are my options?
Can't write someone keeping you in the chair.
Yeah. All right. Get on to Kevin. Tell him we'll freeze her out at the end of the sitting week. We have to pass supply. We're gonna need Mortensen.
He's keen to rob our gun control.
Yeah, well, that's not gonna happen after New Zealand, so let's find something else he'll take.
Understood.
Jonathan,
What?
did you have any idea?
No, obviously. Apparently her father's good friends with Cartwright.
Well, what was she doing here?
Babysitting, like the rest of us. She's pretty ambitious. Maybe she was unhappy I was offered the job.
And are you going to take it?
Is there any point in me staying?
You can't blame me for asking.
I'm seeing someone in Cartwright's office. I like him and I haven't even told him anything. And you turn around and accuse me of being disloyal.
They tear gassed Marcy McLean. I saw the video. You need to decide where you stand.
Yeah, well, that's not how the law works. Just tell me what they say. Well, if he's given a statement, then there's not much we can do. I've got a call coming through.
You know how I'm crap at technology.
Yeah.
Sis, how are you?
Can you unlock this without wiping any of the stuff off?
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, listen to me now.
This is that girl's phone, eh?
Don't be like that. Look. No, Jesus Christ. Faye, this is serious. Yeah, all right. Just let me grab it for you. They've charged Tom. Malicious damage, arson, riot in a fray, inciting violence. Yeah, I'm here.
Continuing to make headlines is the controversial behaviour of this senator. So let's go to the callers now. Our first caller here is Susan. Susan, go ahead.
That's just no way to behave. And she's supposed to be a politician.
I wouldn't trust her to run a country, and no one voted for her anyway.
Why was she even there?
What the hell? Jesus Christ.
Oh, you're very bad man.
I know.
I shouldn't have had that last bottle. I need to be working.
No.
Oh. You are very, very bad.
You are very, very drunk.
Why'd you let me drink all those shots?
And adorable.
Pretty late, don't you think?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Could just
It's okay. Bub. You're having a nightmare.
It's just a bad dream.
There is not enough caffeine in the world today.
What happened to the detention centre the night Marcy McLean died?
What?
Well, you heard me.
Why are you asking?
Why is there no mention of tear gas being used? I saw the correspondence to Cartwright on that night from the detention centre. I know tear gas was used, but it's not in the official reports or in any of the media statements.
How did you get into my computer?
Did Cartwright bury it?
What the fuck, Jonathan?
Did Cartwright know? Did he lie to Parliament? Why didn't you tell me?
Because I would lose my job.
Were there any initial reports that mentioned tear gas?
Yes.
Where are they? What about paramedics or other people that were there that night?
The guards didn't call the ambulance straight away.
Why?
I guess to give them time.
Yeah, okay.
What are you gonna do?
Public vigils to commemorate dead teenager Jess Clark will take place across the country today. Despite the protests, the government maintains its defensive police handling of the matter. Opposition leader Laurie Martin raised the temperature of his attacks on the Prime Minister.
This government needs to explain to the nation why relations with our Indigenous communities
Can you turn that down, please?
are at an all-time low. Why are children dying in the streets? Why has our national security been compromised and jeopardised by their incompetence? I'll tell you why, Mr. Prime Minister. It's because she's hostage to the lunar right in her own party, and she's too weak and she's too scared to properly represent the people of this great nation. So I say, call an election now.
Hello, you. Hey, you're travelling. You've been through hell lately, haven't you? You okay?
Not really.
Well,
You said I belong on the other side of the aisle.
I did, didn't I? You know, Alex, in recent years, my colleagues have done their best to overcome their fears of stroppy women. A development at least partly due to the increasing numbers of stroppy women among them. But I speak for others, not myself here, when I ask you, do we need one as stroppy as you? At this crucial juncture with government and all that lovely power within our grasp. Do we risk it?
So you've had second thoughts?
Well, to be fair, that was before your association in the public's mind with vandalism, rioting, young girls dying on the streets of Coogee. I mean, punters see your face on the TV and they switch over to Vikings or Married at First Sight or Vets with Big Chins, whatever, just to get a bit of peace.
I'm prepared to jump ship. But on my terms, not yours.
Well, you don't know my terms.
Third place on the Queensland Senate ticket next election. That the offer?
Second, but close.
I don't want to stay in the Senate. I want to move to the reps. And I want Indigenous Affairs and Community Services.
Well, that one's not going to be hard to give you because no one wants it. But I'm warning you, it's a career killer. And as for the first, the House of Reps, Alex, that is very, very difficult.
I'm prepared to leave the government immediately. You'll have the balance of power. And you know we'll be voting on supply.
You know what, Alex? It's suddenly become less difficult. I think we can do something for you. In fact, I'll promise you, such is my admiration for you. But you've got to promise me to tell no one. No one. That's our deal.
Morning, Damien. Must have that chat if your door's still open.
Yeah, I understand, Keith. You breach confidentiality, you might lose your job, but that didn't seem to bother you when you started fucking your boss, did it? Yep, Macaulay Detention Centre. The detainee was a teenager, Marcy McLean. Apparently paramedics attended. You know everyone up there, just figure it out.
Jonathan.
Thank you, Senator. You've given us a lot to think about. I'll pass on my regards to Rosemary.
Will do. Thanks very much.
Fucking Mortensen.
Oh. Thanks, mate.
the problem? It's making ambit claims. You know Senator Irving's on the way out. There are several in the party who will welcome what he's just proposed.
If we could ignore the neo-fascist fuckwittery.
Cartwright's ministry signed off on $450 million of work to tenders last financial year.
To Exabuild?
Not directly, to a range of companies, but when I dug a little deeper, I found a lot of them were shell companies. Effectively 70% of the tenders went to Exabuild.
So what's Cartwright's connection to this?
I haven't found one. He hasn't declared a conflict of interest. His office has been stonewalling me.
And guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
All right, I can live with that.
Well, that should give you Mortensen. My block is going to support you. There's no way Bauer can challenge.
I need to be sure of that.
As long as I'm here, they're right behind you.
The PM wants to give you a lift home.
Sure.
How are you feeling today?
Better, thank you.
How's your boy?
Upset.
A bit. You accused Kevin of some pretty serious misconduct yesterday. Do you believe it?
Yes.
But you've got no proof.
Not yet.
Now, I suppose you've heard about this vigil for the dead girl.
Her name was Jess.
You're not planning on going, I hope?
No plans. But you should go. You being there shows heart. You can be the Prime Minister that actually cares.
I won't be going, Alex, and neither will you. This time, it's a tinderbox of self-righteous rage. It's the end of reason. You must feel it, this splintering of us all into our own angry little tribes. Don't take this the wrong way, but the last thing that this country needs right now is a Black Lives Matter moment. Here we are.
Thank you for the lift, Prime Minister.
Hi, Miriam Baker from the Gazette. I'd like to ask if anyone here knew Jess Clark. Does she have any family here tonight?
This is a silent vigil. Please show some respect.
Senator, does the Prime Minister know that you're here tonight? Do you have approval from the Prime Minister to be here? How do you feel about this? Do you support calls for an inquiry? What would you say to his
There's
family?
no questions.
But will you support calls for an inquiry?
It's not the time or place. Just have some respect.
I'm sorry I couldn't keep her safe. I said I would, but I couldn't.
I should have let you in when you come to see her.
Whoever's to blame, it's not you. The police are here.
Here, take this. She was just a kid. People need to know
Okay, go. Excuse me, please. Excuse me.
Shame on you.
Senator Irving, Sergeant Peter Randall, Australian Federal Police. You need to come with me now. What's this about, Sergeant? Ma'am, we have received credible threats against your person.
You're just trying to shut her up.
Sergeant, we need to go, ma'am.
Remember Jess Clark?
Sergeant, we've received intelligence that an organisation called the Patriots Defence Union are planning to disrupt the vigil. Were there specific threats made? Yes, ma'am. Towards yourself and towards your son.
I have a friend who works at the Catherine Hospital. He's mates with a bunch of the local paramedics.
Jesus, Jonathan.
One of which is a woman who's pretty sure she detected tear gas on the clothes of the detainee who died. She's since been stood down.
The report's gone. There's nothing I can do.
Girl was 15, Christopher.
I already feel shit enough as it is. Jonathan, please.
I'm really sorry I couldn't get into that girl's phone.
That's all right, Bob. Don't worry about that. It's okay. Come on, sleep.
Yeah, copy that, yeah.
Do you have to stand so close to the door? Turn your radios down.
Sorry,
I want you to take Eddie home.
To Winton?
He'll be safe then.
Well, what about you?
No, don't worry about me. I'll stay here. I've got to. I told Laurie Martin that I'd cross the aisle.
What? Why? He's as bad as she is.
I know. But I can't just let all this go, not now.
Not ever, knowing you. Yeah. I'll keep him out of trouble.
Today will prove to be a critical one in Prime Minister Rachel Anderson's hopes for re-election. The Coalition Supply Bill is due to return to the Senate whilst the Prime Minister faces another day of fireworks in the House of Representatives.
These so-called champions of women think that it's okay to tell a woman to shut up on the House floor, that it's okay to tell the Prime Minister of our nation to shut up. Exactly. Well, I won't shut up. I will defend myself and I will defend my government.
At the centre of the storm is Senator Alex Irving. While on the outer with the party, Irving remains a critical cog in the balance of power.
Tracy.
Morning. PM's office has been calling you.
How'd you go?
Oh, okay. Well, not a lot. Found home addresses, charge sheets, date of birth.
Can you pull up a photo of Jess from Marcy's Facebook page?
There she is.
I got this photo from her friend. Okay, see that?
Yeah.
That's new. So I'm looking for anything with 19.
Okay, well, Jess's date of birth is 3rd of December 2004.
Marcy.
16th of November 2004. None of these other numbers have a 19 in them.
What date did Marcy die?
16th of February 2019. Whose is that?
Jess's.
And you had it all this time.
The strongest possible terms, Senator. You need to keep this to yourself.
Alex, I asked you not to go to that bloody vigil. Are you even capable of self-control?
This is the proof you wanted. This is footage from Jess Clark's phone. She took a video of her best friend, Marcy McLean, when she died.
No, Peter, it's okay.
All right, McLean. Suck on this.
You okay?
I can't break. Grab my puffer.
Help! Bobby, help! Help! Bobby, help! Someone! She can't breathe! Help us! Somebody help! She can't breathe! Fast! Fast! Come on! Fast! Please, Marcy! Marcy! Marcy!
Oh, God, those poor girls. You know, we can't use this. It's terrible, I know, but we can't use it, not yet.
But this is proof.
Alex, wake up. This won't just take down Kevin, it'll take us all. We need to stay focused on winning this election, and I promise you, Kevin will be gone and I will get justice for your girls.
No, I can't accept that.
What do you want?
Is this what we're doing?
Yeah.
You know what I want. It was in the deal with the native title holders.
Alex, I don't have a chance in hell of getting your deal through now, so let's just pretend that we live in the real world just for 5 fucking minutes. What do you want?
I want you to announce your support for the deal in the House of Reps. You'll say that you'll keep on working on it until you get an agreement. And you do it this afternoon.
I would have to use this against Kevin.
Well, you can both make a nice little speech about reconciliation.
And you guarantee the footage won't be seen?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
We still alive?
Just.
What shall I tell Kevin?
Nothing yet. Have we heard from Mortensen?
No.
Fuck! All right. Get me the long form on her Winton deal. Just give me 5 minutes and then bring in my 9 o'clock.
Sure.
Jonathan, a word? I'm sorry. You didn't deserve the way I treated you.
Thank you.
But you need to resign. I know you're ambitious. I know the party regards you. But if you stay with me, you can kiss all of that goodbye. I can't go into details. But if you stay with me, your career in the party will be over. So you either resign or I sack you. For your own good. This is gonna blow up. Today.
My friend in Cartwright's office confirmed that initial reports into Marcy McLean's death point to operational negligence and individual cruelty. You were right. Cartwright buried the reports and lied to Parliament.
Why?
Well, it comes down to Exabuild. They built and managed the Macaulay Detention Centre. They also secured the tender to build the base in Winton, which is surprising because the department selected another company. Now, Cartwright has never officially declared his financial interests in the company, but I gained access to his records, and every time Exabuild or one of its shell companies is awarded a tender, money gets paid into an entity called KAPC Holdings, operating out of the Caymans.
KAPC.
The initials of his wife and kids.
So he blocked the deal because the native title holders had veto over the tender process. And if they didn't go with Exabuild, he'd get nothing.
Correct.
Do you think the PM knows?
There's no evidence she does, but she needs him to keep her job and to keep the wolves at bay.
You can prove all this.
I have the paper trail.
This could damage your friend when it comes out.
I know that. So does he.
Why are you backing me and not the party?
Well, as you said, I'm very ambitious. How far do you want to go with this?
As far as I can. Jonathan. The Prime Minister promised to renew her support for the Winton deal in Parliament in return for suppression of the footage that proves that Cartwright lied.
Do you believe her?
That's the Senate agenda. I'm just finishing my notes for the Winton deal.
The House sits in 10 minutes.
Have you seen Peter?
No, ma'am.
Situation we've got control. Obviously, at the moment, it's taboo. Well, that has to be everything I have to do because I'm not going to.
I need you outside the House chamber. Text me if she commits to reopening the deal.
Do we expect her to?
Unlikely. You okay?
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, regarding Supply Bill number 3 for the current financial year, following the third and final reading, I believe Senator Mortensen wishes to make a brief statement.
I've previously vowed to block supply, as you all know. Well, I'm reversing that decision today. But I will hold this government to account. I don't like this government. However, I recognise their mandate to govern. And they're a damn sight better than the rabble across the aisle. So, yes, I will support this bill.
Order! Lydia Morrison has been an esteemed and conscientious member of the parliamentary staff, having performed numerous vital and unheralded roles over no less than 6 successive parliaments. Her sense of history and decorum will be sorely missed. We hope she enjoys her well-earned retirement.
Prime Minister, any business to table?
No, Mr. Speaker. Nothing further.
Moving on, we have a number of items before us today, but before we...
The division requires the bells ring for a period of 1 minute, then the House will vote on Supply Bill number 3. Senator Irving wish to make a statement?
I do, Mr. President.
Senator Irving.
Mr. President, it has come to my attention that the Prime Minister is covering up a very serious crime committed by one of her own ministers.
Shut up, you idiot.
I can no longer support her. Therefore,
This is not in your
I'm
best
withdrawing my
interest.
support for this bill.
Shame on you.
And of the government that she leads.
That's 36 for the ayes, 40 for the noes. The noes have it. Supply bill number 3 has been defeated.
And when the public sees members checking their phones like I'm seeing over there and over here, it diminishes faith in the Parliament as a whole, and in particular, the House of Representatives.
Sit down, Laurie. You're showing up your comrades.
I call upon the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is addressed to the Prime Minister, and it comes in two parts. Firstly, when will the Prime Minister call an election?
When it doesn't look like I'm beating up on old men, Laurie.
Secondly, is the Prime Minister aware that moments ago her supply bill was voted down in the Senate?
Rubbish.
And, Mr Speaker, that a senator from her own party has accused this Prime Minister of covering up corruption by a cabinet minister.
Sit down and die of shame, Laurie. Mr Speaker, I ask that the Leader of the Opposition immediately withdraw that unsubstantiated slur.
Mr Speaker, the same senator has now withdrawn support for this government. The Prime Minister cannot govern. She cannot even lead her own team. Therefore, Mr Speaker, I am calling for a motion of no confidence.
Oh, rubbish.
Jesus Christ, Jeffrey, what the hell happened?
I am appalled. This is nothing but a dummy spit by an entitled boy who can't stop throwing his toys out of the cot.
So I ask again, Mr Speaker, that this howling hypocrite of mediocrity sitting opposite me find just a skerrick of character, withdraw his unsubstantiated comment and apologise immediately. He wants to lecture us.
But who voted with the senator? Bowers men.
I have the confidence of my party.
Jesus
I have
Christ.
the confidence of the House, and I have the confidence of the Australian people.
Order, please.
Mr Speaker, this is a disruption of our parliamentary process. It's nothing short of a hostile takeover of our democracy.
Sit down. The Prime Minister will resume her seat. Regarding the motion of no confidence tabled by the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, the chamber will divide. Ayes to my left, noes to my right. Ayes 76, noes 74.
Sorry, Peter.
Me too. Minister, I am so sorry.
It's a bitter and embarrassing end to the Prime Ministership that promised so much, but in the end, delivered little. Rachel Anderson has presented herself as a champion of the centre in a party that was turning progressively to the right. And for a while, it seemed that voters had embraced this. Will another member of the party seek the leadership and attempt to win the support of the House? Or will the now ex-Prime Minister advise the Governor-General to call an election? Whatever happens from here, it's clear that Rachel Anderson's tenure as Prime Minister has ended in shame and humiliation.
Senator Alex Irving.
Are you just going to stand there? Scotch? Peter was right. You really are a black bitch. You know, Alex, it's taken us 100 years to get a party system that works. All you see is shit and corruption, lies and compromise. But you know what? That is how democracy works. It's not perfect, but it's 1,000 times better than anything we've ever come up with because it's contained. It is contained by precedent and procedures and tiny, unbreakable threads of goodwill that just sort of make it work. There's one thing this system can't survive, and it's people like you. People who can't accept that the world isn't with them because they're afraid of selling out. Because you people don't actually believe in democracy, just your own miserable virtue and the purity of some fucking position. And if we were all like that, Alex, we would have fascism by the weekend.
You finished? You don't get to lecture me anymore, Rachel.
So much for the sisterhood.
You're a sister when it suits you.
Enjoy my office, Alex. I'm sure he's promised you unicorns and rainbows. But in the end, when the dust settles, you'll see it was just fucking revenge.
Come back at the same time next week when we take you on a journey into the troubled heart and soul of the late lead singer of In Excess, Mystify, Michael Hutchence.
Better believe